What's up everybody, it's your boy Tech World here, back with another video. And let me tell you, this isn't just any video, this is a video that could potentially save your life one day. We're talking about fire extinguishers. You know, those metal cylinders hanging on the wall that you probably walk by every day without a second thought. Turns out they're pretty important. We're going to break down the 5 main types of fire extinguishers, what they're used for, and most importantly, how to use them in an emergency. Because let's be honest, when that fire alarm is blaring and your adrenaline is pumping, you don't want to be stuck trying to remember which extinguisher is for what. So buckle up, get ready to take some notes, and let's dive into the world of fire safety together. All right, let's kick things off with your most basic fire extinguisher, the water extinguisher. This is the workhorse, the OG of fire extinguishers, and chances are you've seen one of these bad boys around. It's literally just a metal cylinder filled with water, pressurized to give it some extra oomph when you pull that pin. Now, the water extinguisher is your go-to for what we call Class A fires. Think of your everyday combustibles, wood, paper, cloth, that sort of thing. You see a trash can fire, water extinguisher's got you covered. Small fire in the fireplace gets out of control, bam, water extinguisher to the rescue. But here's the thing, and this is super important. Never, and I mean never, use a water extinguisher on an electrical fire or a flammable liquid fire like grease. Water conducts electricity, so you risk electrocuting yourself. And when it comes to grease fires, water will actually spread the flames, making the situation way worse. Remember, water extinguisher, Class A fires only. Next up, we've got the foam extinguisher. This one's a bit more specialized, and you'll often find it in places that might have flammable liquids around. Think garages, workshops, even some kitchens. It's still pretty straightforward to use though. Foam extinguishers are designed to tackle both Class A fires, those everyday combustibles we talked about, and Class B fires, which are your flammable liquids like gasoline, paint, and solvents. The foam creates a barrier over the fire, cutting off the oxygen supply and putting it out. But just like with the water extinguisher, you want to steer clear of using foam on electrical fires. Remember, water and electricity don't mix, and most foam extinguishers contain water. So when in doubt, play it safe and grab a different type of extinguisher. Now let's talk about the dry powder extinguisher, also known as the ABC extinguisher. This is like the Swiss Army knife of fire extinguishers because it can handle Class A, B, and even Class C fires, which are electrical fires. So we're talking wood, paper, flammable liquids, and even electrical equipment. The dry powder works by interrupting the chemical reaction that's happening within the fire, essentially smothering it. And because it's a powder, it doesn't conduct electricity, making it safe to use on those scary electrical fires. However, there's a catch, and this is a big one. While effective, dry powder extinguishers leave behind a huge mess. We're talking a fine, powdery residue that can be a real pain to clean up. So if possible, avoid using it in enclosed spaces like your computer room or anywhere you really don't want to be cleaning up a giant mess afterwards. Alright, moving on to the carbon dioxide extinguisher, or CO2 extinguisher for short. This is the one you'll often see in offices, computer rooms, or anywhere sensitive electronic equipment is kept, and for good reason. CO2 extinguishers are perfect for tackling electrical fires and Class B fires, remember flammable liquids. They work by displacing the oxygen around the fire, effectively suffocating it, and the best part, they leave behind no residue whatsoever. So if you're dealing with a fire near your precious computer setup or expensive electronics, the CO2 extinguisher is your best bet. It's clean, it's efficient, and it won't leave your equipment coated in a layer of messy residue. Last but not least, we have the wet chemical extinguisher. This one's specifically designed for those terrifying kitchen fires, particularly those involving cooking oils and fats, which are classified as Class F fires. Now, you never want to use water on a grease fire. It's basically a recipe for disaster. The wet chemical extinguisher, however, uses a special agent that reacts with the hot oil, creating a soapy layer that cools and smothers the flames. But here's a bonus. Wet chemical extinguishers are also effective on Class A fires, those everyday combustibles we keep talking about. So if you're looking for one extinguisher to have in your kitchen, this is the one to get. And there you have it. We've covered the 5 main types of fire extinguishers, what they're used for, and how to use them safely. Remember, knowing which extinguisher to grab in an emergency can be the difference between a small incident and a major disaster. So do yourself a favor and take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with the different types of extinguishers in your home or workplace. Make sure you know where they're located, what types of fires they're designed for, and how to use them properly. And hey, if this video helped you learn something new, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and as always, stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Remember, knowing which fire extinguisher to use can save lives and property. Stay safe and be prepared.